season shows ups and downs. It's what takes place when you're down that determines what kind of man you are. As the sun rises upon the big three at the Big E, many drivers' quest to be king started very early. It's go time for these drivers, and what has went right for some and wrong for many. Tonight, these drivers get to rewrite the script from the lows. Who shows scars, wounds from battles? Who here needs to rewrite their script? Grass Kaiser goes upside down. Jelly slams forward into the wall, and we have absolute carnage on the front stretch. Walkman goes up in the air, end over end. And after this track on the backstretch, several of these cars are going home. It's time to rewrite the script. Morning race fans, it is time for your race of champions. You've got 12 drivers that has made this race. We'll cover that here in just a few moments. I am your host tonight, or today I should say, early morning here at Eldora Speedway. It is hot, 90-degree weather. And it's going to be a slick one and a dusty one here at Eldora Speedway to kick off one hectic day on Sunday with the Race of Champions going on now. And then later on this evening, we're going to see the fourth king crown for the Kings of Miller Time. Drivers are starting to work in that track. Here is how the lineup works today for the Race of Champions. The guys are out there, they're working these tracks in. Once they get the okay from the drivers that this track is ready and race ready, we go straight into the feature. It is a 12-car feature race, so we will not see any heat racing, no qualifying, nothing like that. It is going straight into the feature. Now, we ask ourselves, how in the world does a grid get made up on this? Well, that was decided by the Miller Time Motorsports admins. They took it on a wheel last night after last night's Night Before the Kings. They did that wheel and they got the starting lineup, and we will cover that starting lineup with you guys here in just a few moments of where these drivers are going to be starting. But before we do that, very important to look at the money for today. This Race of Champions, there's $450 on that pot for this race right here. If you win this race, you're going to see a $100 bill landing in your lap. Second will be $75, third will be $50, fourth will be $40, fifth will be $30, on down through the rest of the field. $20 will come your way. So you want to see yourself inside the top 5 to really start to see a good amount of money. Top 3 preferably, to get over $50 here on this Race of Champions. Now, later on tonight, that's a big show as well. The Kings of Miller Time. There's a $1,100 pot there. $300 to the winner. Second will be $200, and third $150. Even fourth $100. So big night of racing tonight, where a lot of money is going to be handed out later on this Miller Time Sunday. You see the cars are out there. They are turning some lap times right now, and we'll take a look at some of these. As you can see on the board there, it does look like Tyler Street currently has the fastest time out there in these hot lap sessions around Eldora at a 13.843. Then Jeff Flero there coming in at a 13.921, and Ryan Avelia at a 13.921. Tyler Street has turned about 18 laps out there. Jeff Flaro's 16, and Ryan Avelia's turned 21 laps. Biggest guy out there that's turned the most laps right now is Sean Stevens at 25 laps, and he's setting fourth quick right now. Reminder on Sean Stevens, he won last night's race the night before the Kings. He was the big winner, and with that win, he locked himself into this race of champions. Last night, he was trying to race his way in. He was able to do it, and now he sees himself in the race of champions. You look at these Australians, that's Sean Stevens and also Clayton Tilley, two Australians in this series. They are both getting up very, very bright and early for their race here at Eldora this morning. 4 a.m. over in Australia time. So they're having to wipe away the sleep in their eyes to try to pick up an extra $100 early in on their day. Some sponsors for not just today, not just for this race, but for the entire day. GNR Drywall is a sponsor of us. So shout out to GNR Drywall. Leppo Rents, there's another one. They were a sponsor in the previous seasons as well with Miller Time Motorsports. So Leppo Rents, also Jake's Electric, again another sponsorship for the series. Big time sponsor. Dykstra Construction they've been a sponsor for this series and this race today. Debbie also is one, and Bell IT Solutions. Those are some sponsors for today's race to be able to make some of these pots the way it is. I mean, a lot of it comes through entry fee, but then you make up the difference in sponsorships to really give these guys the payday that they really want out of these races. You still see there, Tyler Street is still fastest out there, but let's kick it over and let's look at your fastest over the last 5 laps out there on the Speedway. And you can kind of look at it there as it does look like you got several guys down in the 14.4s. 2-3 guys down in there. Ross Kaiser at a 14.3, so he's ripping off some really good laps over the last 5 laps. He's probably the guy to really look at right now. All right, we're going to step away for a quick break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with, hopefully, we get these guys out there and turning some laps in your feature tonight. Speedway, you got several cars out there. We get you a closer view of the drivers out there turning some laps. You can see that this track is very, very dry out there. Good 91 degrees now. Tyler Street supporting a little different paint scheme out there for this one. There's a winner from last night, Sean Stevens. That 26 machine, he was able to get it done after getting by Chase Wolf in that race. Was able to take the lead on lap 22 and hold on for the remainder of the race. Chase Wolf finishing second. Clayton Tilley finished third. Did look like Clayton Tilley's car started to come in later on in that run, and also a guy that came in strong was Ryan Avelia. He was starting to come on very strong late in that race as well. So tonight for the Kings of Miller Time, it's a little longer race. You may start to see Clayton Tilley or Ryan Avelia be able to steal a win late in this race. The cars may come in then. It does look like we are about set to get this thing started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and show you how the lineup is looking like for this one. Here is your Race of Champions starting grid. Starting on the pole, you got Brandon Boyles. Starting in the second position, you have Randy Shreve. Starting third, going to be the 26 of Sean Stevens. Starting fourth, the double zero of Jeff Blaro. Starting fifth, the 17 of Eric Whitner. Starting sixth, the 4-star of Tyler Street. Starting seventh, that is Ryan Avelia. Starting eighth will be Zach Dykstra. Starting ninth will be Clayton Tilley. Starting 10th will be Kenny Hoffman. Starting 11th will be Ross Kaiser. Starting 12th will be Ty Shobilak. Lights are out on the iRacing pace truck. We're ready to go 40 laps around Eldora for the Race of Champions. These are the guys that either won a race or several races in this season, or was up there in the standings to make out the remaining 12 drivers. It's going to be on the command of that 22 machine of Brandon Boyles here out of turns number 4. Green flag is waving out in the speedway. Randy Shreves got up into the wall there. That opened up the door for everyone to freight train him as Randy Shreves drops early in this one after starting on the pole. Brandon Boyles holds on to the race lead as we speak. Got Sean Stevens running there in second right now. Clayton Tilley right in behind him, running in that third. Ryan Avelia started kind of deep down here in this field. He's up into the third and fourth position, battling on down on the bottom side of the raceway. That top side is very, very tricky. You see Sean Stevens can't hold it all the way to the top side. Opens up the door for Clayton Tilley. They make contact there in the 4. All spread out, but both of them have some issues there, and they'll drop as Ryan Avelia, he's also in the mix here. He was up to second, then he kind of dropped back there for a moment, and Sean Stevens takes it to the top side, and Sean Stevens up into the second position. Eric Whitner, now he is running the middle side very well right now. He is now up into the second position after getting around, and he gets into the wall. Again, very, very hot and dry day here at Eldora Speedway. It is slick out there, and you can see these guys are struggling to hang on to it. Running the top side of the cushion is tough, and there you see also Ryan Avelia running the top side of the wall like a guy at Martinsville we just seen this year. Caution flag waves out in the speedway for the first time, and it was Eric Whitner who went around there in turns 1 and 2. A solo car spins. Sean Stevens also got into the wall a little bit. He drops here a little bit early in this race. So very, very slick out there at Eldora Speedway. It's going to be a challenging one here, over 40 laps. Already seeing guys slipping and sliding around the half-mile speedway here at the Big E. Sean Stevens, Clayton Tilley back here in the back after getting into the wall there as well with Eric Whitner. We're looking to go green flag here on turns 4. We have the lights out on the iRacing pace truck. We're going to let them go once again. Double file restart. You got Avelia now on the top side here on this front row. That 49 car showed some speed late in the show last night. We're looking for green flag here on turns 4 for Boyles. Ryan Avelia got a big run on the top side. He's on the outside of Boyles coming into 3 and 4. Avelia keeps it to the top side to try to power on the outside of Boyles. He will take the race lead over with a big power move there on the first lap after we was under caution. Boyles is up Avelia is up 6 spots in this race. Tyler Street moves up into the 2nd position. We have not called out Tyler Street all race long last night, and here he is running in the 2nd position right behind Ryan Avelia. Ross Kaiser, a guy that we said could be dangerous here at Eldora Speedway, runs in that 3rd position just behind Tyler Street. That's 1, 2, 3. Ross Kaiser's up 7 spots from the start of this one. We're just 10 laps in of the 40-lap race right now. Sean Stevens starting to come back after having to start back in the back there on the restart. Tilly still struggling behind Eric Whitner back here in the 10th position. Tyler Shobiak is in the 11th position. Back up front, Ryan Avelia still hitting his marks up along the top side of the raceway. Look at the last lap comparison. Who has the fastest laps out there is the question. As they come across the line, you'll see those numbers turn green if they're fast. Ryan Avelia is currently your fastest guy out on the speedway as caution flag is waving out on the speedway. This one will be Randy Streves and Eric Whitner involved back here in the back of the pack. Eric Whitner does look like he's going to put that thing in pit road. He will get some repairs done to that machine. All right, the lights are out on the iRacing pace truck. Once again, double file restart. This time, you're going to see Ryan Avelia down on the bottom. You're going to have Tyler Street on the top side. Last time by, the top side helped out the front row. Will we see the same here? Green flag is out in the speedway once again. Here comes Ross Kaiser early down on the bottom side of the raceway. He's going to try to take away both these positions. It's right up the side, and there's Zach Dykstra to take that position over, and around goes Ross Kaiser. The tail tip there with Sean Stevens. Sean Stevens just barely gets into the back end of Ross Kaiser and turns him around there. You've seen it there. Right there live with the 4R. Ross Kaiser was on the move there. Car may have got up from underneath him just a little bit there, trying to work himself back up to the top side of the raceway. Thought that it was going to be best to go to the bottom side, but that opened up the door for Zach Dykstra. Dykstra was able to take the top line away. And as of right now, it seems like if you can hold the top line around here, that's the preferred line momentarily. 14 laps in of the 40-lap feature event of the Race of Champions. Winner of this one starts out their Sunday very, very bright with $100 in their pocket and a chance at another $300 later on this evening. Ryan Avelia is your race leader currently. In the field today, we have 4 World Pro drivers with iRacing. That includes Ryan Avelia, Clayton Tilley, Ross Kaiser, and Eric Whitner. All 4 are Speed Shop 51 drivers. So these pro drivers know how to get it done. As they're looking for Speed Shop 51, looking for a win here to open up a good day of racing with Miller Time Motorsports. We're looking for green flags here out of turns 4. Single file restart here for Ryan Avelia. Pace truck dips in, green flag is waving. Everyone takes the top side. Got Boyles that ran down towards the bottom. Let's see if he can find any grip. He was the pole setter here, and he's fell since the beginning. He's dropped 4 spots in this one. And Ryan Avelia took command of this race up front. See there, Tyler Street sporting just a little bit different paint scheme than we seen last night with the pink and turquoise color car he ran last night. Today is a little bit different. Does show LGR on that car. He is a part of LGR Motorsports, representing that team well. And then right behind him, you have Zach Dykstra running in the 4th position. And on back here, you got Clayton Tilley. Clayton Tilley just got by Sean Stevens there. Look at the lap times over the last 5 laps now. When they look at that, there's your times. Ryan Avelia still just blistering fast out there at a 14.8 over the last 5 laps average. Shobilock has started to move up the field here. He's up 5 positions here. Ross Kaiser trying to take that position away. He put a hard slider on him, makes it stick. Shobilock's going to try to return the favor in 1 and 2. Makes it stick, grabs the wall. Side-by-side racing, had some good racing there for that 6th and 7th spot. As Kaiser takes it over momentarily, dips back underneath his Ty Shobilock. Shobilock with another slider in turns 1 and 2. They exchange sliders back and forth, drag race down the backstretch. Guys continue to duel it there for that 6th and 7th position. As they do so, the rest of the lead pack kind of starts to spread out away from these 2. One up front, back up front, you got Ryan Avelia still leading this race. Is opened up his gap from Tyler Street. Tyler Street right there in the 4-star. Zach Dykstra runs in the 3rd position. 4th runs Clayton Tilley. 5th is Sean Stevens. We said if you get inside the top 5, you're over $20. So Sean Stevens is sitting at $30 in his wallet. The big breadwinner in this one is Ryan Avelia right now. He's holding $100 in his pocket if he can hold it on to where he's at right now. Ross Kaiser in the wall going back in there as Ty Shobilock takes the position over for good from him. There you can see Ross Kaiser just blowing through the wall in turns 1 and 2, trying to get something as this narrow strip up top. Who can hold on to the car is the question. As we have roughly about 12 laps to go as he comes across the line there for Avelia. still faster than anybody else on the track over the last 5 laps. Lap time there for Ryan Avila, and in the 8s. He is 2 tenths faster than anybody else out here on the Speedway right now. That kid is absolutely ripping down the top wall. I think he loves the surface that's being played out here. And Ryan Avila, as we say, that gets into the wall. A little mistake there by Avila, but with the cushion that he has, I guess it's able to be done. So Avila has taken over the lead early in this race and has held on for it. Everybody else kind of runs the same. Ryan Avila, Tyler Street, Zach Dykstra, Clayton Tilley, Sean Stevens, Ty Shobilak, they're in the 6th position. 7th runs Ross Kaiser. Jeff Flero runs 8th. 9th runs Randy Shreves. 10th runs Brandon Voiles. And 11th, Eric Whitner decided to save his stuff for tonight. He's in the pits. Ryan Avila hard into the wall again up front here. Last lap by, Tyler Street was 4 tenths faster than your race leader. Ryan Avila just trying to hold on to the top side of this raceway as it's starting to go away. You can start to see it now. 4 more trips around for Avila. Tyler Street tries to close the gap on him and has done so a little bit. Tyler Street starts to close that gap on Ryan Avila. 2 tenths faster that lap. Is going to run out of time is the question. We've got 3 more laps to go as they come across the stripe this time by. Looking at the lap times that time. Still, Tyler Street is faster. Now Tyler Street into the wall hard. He was trying to push to try to get there, and gets himself into the wall. Ryan Avila now starting to catch lap traffic, but it looks like it may be his race to win here. If he can just hold on to it for a couple more laps around here as he comes to the white flag this time by for Ryan Avila. White flag is waving in the air for Avila. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. The 49 is going to pick up an extra $100 to start his Sunday. Tyler Street will cross the line in 2nd. Zach Dykstra in 3rd. 4th will be Clayton Tilley. 5th will be Sean Stevens. 6th will be Ty Shobilak. Ross Kaiser will come home 7th. 8th will be Jeff Flero. 9th will be Randy Shreves. 10th will be Brandon Voiles. Big time, $100. He's excited. You can see him out there doing his donuts there. The 49 machine with Speed Shop 51 gets it done for the Race of Champions. He won 2 races on the year. Lima Land being his most recent. Now he comes here at Eldora and wins the Race of Champions with all the big guys here in this one. As he will attempt to get to victory lane as the fence is causing him some problems out there as Avila tries to work himself to victory lane, and up the top victory lane he goes. Ryan Avila in the 49 starts out this Sunday morning very well for him with $100 on the line there. He takes it and cashes in. And next up is the Kings of Miller Time. The 4th awaits. Can Ryan Avila sweep this Sunday and pick up another $300 and strengthen that wallet to $400 on the day? We'll be right back here in just a few minutes. All right, we're going to see if we can talk to some drivers here and see what that surface was like. It looked pretty darn slick out there. We'll start with your 3rd place finisher, and 3rd place tonight was Zach Dykstra. He comes home in the 3rd position. Zach, what was it like out there? It was hot. It was dry. It looked slick out there. It looked like several guys was trying to hold onto that car up along the wall. Give us your take inside that car.
Yeah, man, it definitely was hot. It was slick. It was 40 laps around the top. It seemed to be whoever could make fewer mistakes pulled out the win there. A lot of fun. Glad I could pull off top three.
And you moved yourself up five positions from the start of that race. Was able to weave around early in that race, and then you kind of just settled in. It got slick. Was anybody able to really do anything after it did get that slick?
Yeah, that's the thing with pre-gen tracks. I think it's just one line around the top. That's the unfortunate part about it. But it was just a matter of if you could keep it off the wall, you're going to be fast.
Well, you finished yourself on a podium position, better than what you were faring last night. It seemed like you had your ups and downs last night, and so
Yes.
we're starting off today in the right direction. We're going for the third or the fourth king awaits. What do you feel that you have tonight for these guys?
Yeah, after last night, it could only go up from there. It felt like I just went with the wrong gear. Got her dialed in here, make a few more adjustments for tonight. I think it's 50 laps, I want to say. Can't remember. So as long as we're there at the end, I think we'll have a shot.
You're correct, and we will see you tonight for the fourth running of the Kings of Miller Time. Congratulations on that podium, and you take a little bit more money home with you on this one.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Good to have you back.
All right, your second place finisher in this one. And we haven't spoke a whole lot about this driver. We didn't see a whole lot of him last night, but we see him up front running in this one. Tyler Street gets himself in that second position, and it did look like there for a little bit you was starting to catch Ryan Avila there at the closing laps. Then you got into the wall there. Take us through the last couple laps there. Was it getting pretty slick up there, and was it dangerous up there on the top side?
It was dangerous in 1 and 2 because it had curve on entry, but then it loses it in the center, and then you're kind of fighting yourself, through the center off and trying to hope that you don't get in the wall, but also you get enough bite up top there because it's got a little bit of a berm off the exit of 2, so it was kind of nice, but I messed up in the end. I decided to try to go just that little bit higher at the end, and just pushed it a little too much, but I was trying. I was definitely trying to catch Ryan. Ryan had a good pace, and I was just trying to keep up with him the whole time, and uh, just messed up on my end.
Yeah, so you get yourself a second, you get some extra money in your pocket. It sets yourself up really good for tonight. After last night, we didn't see a whole lot of you. We didn't get to talk a lot about you. We've seen great success out of you. Have not picked up that win that you really want to get. But coming into the Kings of Miller time, we've seen it time and time again. Those drivers that may have not won the entire season picks up that win, the biggest stage, the Kings of Miller time, and we've got a lot of money on the line. What is it going to take? What kind of adjustments are you going to make on that car to get it right for the show tonight?
I'm gonna need a little bit more. I actually wasn't that bad there. I went with a different gear than what I probably should have went with. It wasn't terrible, but as the race got slicker like that, it made it better. But I'm not actually that bad. I think I have a setup pretty baseline that's ready to go now. I just need to get everything else for qualifying heat race. But I think I got a feature set that I'm pretty happy with that I could use for tonight and should be a pretty good up front runner.
All right, well, congratulations on that second place finish. Tyler Street getting on that podium and is looking for a win at the biggest stage tonight, the Kings of Miller time. We'll see you here in a couple more hours.
Thanks.
All right, your winner of the Race of Champions goes to Ryan Avila. He gets his win. He's here talking with me. Ryan, what's it like to start this Sunday off in the right direction with $100 in your pocket and ready to go after the big one later on?
Yeah, a lot of, you could say confidence or like having a lot of momentum into this final race. So yeah, the track was like just not something I expected to start on, but I just had to adapt to it very quickly when you're racing guys like that and force something.
Yeah, so we've seen the top side there really late in the run. It started to get really, really, really close to the wall in 1 and 2. And take us through that because when we started to look at the lap times there closing into the end of this race, Tyler Street started to cut into that lead a little bit. Was there mistakes made by your part, or were you just being easy because you knew that you had that cushion?
Yeah, Eric unfortunately wrecked out, so he was just spotting me, just on where he was running lap times, how close he is. But I kind of played it, early race because I started kind of deep, so you want to get around those cars as early as you can to get to the front. And I started my wing at like -2, so I put it back a little bit just so I didn't spin his tires, and I ended it on 0. So I knew I made a mistake there. I kept hitting the wall with about say 5 to go. So lap 35, I knocked the rear end out, and I was just kind of coasting from there. And then, I just like center off. There was no cushion. It was as thin as it could be. So you just had to, yeah, you put your right rear on the wall, and then if it holds, it holds. If it doesn't, you just have to run a cut and pray for the best.
So coming into the Kings of Miller time tonight for the fourth running, some bigger money that's on the stage. What's it like running in these high stake money events for you? Is it nerve wracking, or are you calm, cool, collected behind the wheel?
Because I'm so new to the sim, yeah, I'm a pro, but yeah, it's very, very nervous. Well, I'm very nervous when I drive because I haven't been around this for a long time. So when there's something involved with it, like you can gain something out of it, it's definitely nerve-wracking. So yeah, like last year I came into the race only about 30 minutes before, and I went 17th to 5th. So hopefully we can, start up front this year and take home some money.
Absolutely. There you have it, Ryan Avila, your winner of the Race of Champions. Congratulations once again, getting yourself started in the right direction today. We'll see you here in a couple more hours from now, right here at Eldora Speedway for the fourth running of the Kings of Miller Time. All right, we're going to move on to the conclusion of this. As you've seen the rundown there, Ryan Avila get your win. Tyler Street comes back strong here in that 4-star, finishing in that second position. Zach Dykstra in the third. Clayton Tilley moved up into the fourth position after tangling a little bit with a few drivers there. Sean Stevens early in this race. And then Sean Stevens, of course, he looked strong early in, had some issues, then he dropped, and then he started to come back. So the question with Sean Stevens is tonight, will he be able to keep the car clean like he did last night to be dominant? Because we've seen it. Can he put it all together? Ty Shobilock, good outing for him. He started back in the back of the pack here. He moved up 5 positions in this race. So he's looking for a better night than last night at the night before when he wrecked out of that show. Ross Kaiser, he finishes in 4th. I really thought we would see a little bit more out of Ross Kaiser here. Unfortunately, we did not. I believe he may have knocked the toe out of that as he was up there along the top side of the racetrack. The 00 of Jeff Flero, 8th position for him. 9th was Randy Shreves. 10th was Brandon Voiles. And Brandon Voiles and Clayton Tilley are both of your kings. You got Brandon Voiles, king the first, and Clayton Tilley, the previous king the third. So those two are going after a recrowning tonight here at Eldora Speedway. And we'll have you all live, all coverage, starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. You have your pre-race show. We will invite 3 drivers onto that show. You'll be able to listen to them, what their thought process is going into the Kings tonight. And then we'll have our picks for the race. And then it's the big one, the Kings of Miller Time. The 4th one awaits. We will see you here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time sharp, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for the racing action. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in a little bit.